Hello everybody, this is Kirby over yonder, and one aspect of Adventure Time I don't feel gets the appreciation it deserves is the title cards. Adventure Time has some of the most unique, most interesting, and most well-made title cards I've ever seen in an animated show. In fact, the title cards in Adventure Time are so good that this could have easily been a top 30 list. But seriously, I did have to make some pretty painful cuts, so you can probably expect at least one more of these in the near future. One last thing I'd like to note before we start the list is that my opinions on the title cards do not reflect my opinions on the episodes themselves, nor do my opinions on the episodes reflect my opinions on the title cards. For example, Hall of Egress is one of my favorite episodes of the entire show, yet its title card is honestly kinda lacking. It's not bad, but it's pretty much just the cave from the episode. It's not really anything special. With that said, here are my top 10 Adventure Time title cards. At number 10, we have The Real You. This is simply just a really nice looking title card. I love the way the clouds kind of form into Finn's face, and there's really nice usage of lighting here. The way the bright colors contrast with the darker ones looks very nice. And while there's admittedly very little connection to the actual episode, the spacey background does sort of foreshadow the knowledge Finn gains about the universe. It's a very calming and pleasant title card that I think works very well for the number 10 spot on this list. At number 9, we have His Hero. I honestly didn't expect the title card from Season 1 to make this list, but the title card for His Hero is just awesome. Billy's design for this title card is really cool, and also contrasts really well with the very peaceful Billy we get in this episode. I love his pose and his hair and his placement smack dab in the middle of the title card. I also love the bright and sort of foggy background contrasting with the foreground. It's one of the most epic title cards in all of Adventure Time, and I think has definitely earned its spot on the list. At number 8, we have Be More. I think the title card for Be More does a great job showing off what exactly this episode is going to be about. It's a more introspective episode about BMO's creation and his purpose. I love how small BMO is on this title card, showing off his sense of loss in the universe, as well as us only really seeing BMO's silhouette, showing off his fear of getting a personality wipe. I also love how the top half is mostly light colors, while the bottom half is mostly dark colors. Overall, Be More is just a very interesting title card that I think's earned its spot on this list. At number 7, we have Astral Plane. This is a very simple title card, but one that's also very effective. I love the minimal color scheme to this one, with just blues, blacks, and whites, as well as how floaty both Finn and the comet feel. It's a really soothing title card to look at. The title card also does a good job showing what this episode's going to be about. It features Finn floating for a majority of it, and it also shows both the space larks and the comet, both of which are major parts of Finn's journey in this episode. Overall, Astral Plane is just a really nice title card to look at. At number 6, we have Beyond This Earthly Realm. The level of detail put into this title card is just incredible. Like, it's almost disturbing how detailed this is. In fact, this title card almost didn't make the list because of how disturbing it is, but I think the fact that something as simple as a title card can even evoke that emotion out of me is reason enough for it to belong on this list. The title card also does a good job showing that Finn is in a different realm of existence, without exactly showing what that is. The eyeball at the end, likely being the same eyeball that Finn has to catch for Ice King in the episode, is also a nice detail. Beyond This Earthly Realm is a weird and disturbing title card that I understand not everyone will like, but to me it's a gorgeous work of art that has absolutely earned its spot on this list. At number 5, we have Everything Stays. I just had to pick a title card from the Stakes miniseries. I love the dark red color scheme these title cards have. I like Simon's placement right in between Marceline at 2 different ages. That, along with his worried expression, shows that he's going to have to make the difficult choice of letting Marceline go. And seeing Marceline at 2 different ages shows that this episode will be about Marceline's past. And the snow in the background indicates a sense of tragedy to the episode. Overall, Everything Stays is the best Stakes title card and one of the best title cards in all of Adventure Time. At number 4, we have Broke His Crown. Like with Astral Plane, this is a very simple title card, but one that's also very effective. I love the purple color scheme to this one. I may be biased because purple's one of my favorite colors, but it just looks very nice. It also contrasts very nicely with the bright pink wires. I also really like the placement of Marceline and Bubblegum. Something about the two standing next to each other looking determined is just really cool. And Bubblegum's hair is just amazing. Overall, it's just a really polished title card that I like quite a lot. At number 3, we have Always BMO Closing. Speaking of title cards with a mostly purple color scheme, the usage of lighting in this title card is just amazing. I love how we only get to see BMO's silhouette, and I love how everything behind BMO is light, representing his carefree and childlike attitude towards life, and that the eyes right next to him are quite literally in the shadows, representing a more dangerous and serious threat. Overall, this is just a really well put together title card. Definitely an easy pick for this list. At number 2, we have Death in Bloom. Easily one of the most famous title cards of the entire series. It had to be high on this list. It was honestly a very risky move to show Finn and Jake as skeletons, but it really works. Gives you a sense of fear for what's honestly a pretty silly episode. And yeah, that contrast from what's a very serious looking title card to what's honestly one of the stupidest episodes of the entire show is just beautiful. And this title card is really pretty looking too, with all of the beautiful flowers and a nice yellow ground. It's a really nice looking title card, along with being super ambitious. This is just a fantastic title card, and it came very close to being number 1. However, there is one I like just a little bit more. And at number 1, we have Don't Look. Funny how both the top 2 entries have a skull on them in some way, but seriously, I love this title card. It's just amazing. First off, I'm just a sucker for optical illusions like this. Every time I look at this title card, I see something different. Sometimes I see the skull, and sometimes I see Finn. And the optical illusion isn't just there for no reason either. It's used to represent Finn turning into the dead hermit in the episode. Plus, skulls in general often represent danger, so it works multiple ways. And the title card being in black and white also makes it feel a lot more ominous. This title card is just a beautiful piece of art, and is an easy pick for number 1. It's a fantastic title card for what I think is a fantastic episode. And those are my favorite Adventure Time title cards. Please let me know some of your favorites, and maybe they'll be on part 2 of this list. Have a good day, and Kirby out.